With no Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, or Joe Burrow in the AFC, Josh Allen yet again comes up short, this time with 4 turnovers, and everyone is just telling me that none of them were his fault, and it's all his receivers. Well, one was on his receiver, but still 3 other turnovers that were disaster, and they lose to the Broncos. And sadly, despite how great Bo Nix played, he will not be in the next game. So let's check out the film, learn together, and see what happened in this amazing Bills versus Broncos divisional round matchup. So early in this game, the Bills defense got a stop, and offensively, they draw up a crazy play to Mecole Hardman for a touchdown. Shout out to everyone who had Mecole as the first TD score. I know you guys made a lot of money from Vegas. So now at this point, scoring situation, the Bills are up 7-3 and driving down the football field. This is a 1st and 10. And there's 13 minutes and 27 seconds left in the second quarter as the Broncos and Bills both drain the clock down in that first quarter. But fun, not so fortunate fact for the Bills, James Cook actually led running backs with the most fumbles lost in the NFL this season. All right, so what you're going to see is they're going to try to run this outside to Cook. As you see, the Bills are already driving down the field with the lead, and the Broncos got the ball first, so this is big. But look at what Alex Singleton does here, man. As he's going to come over, follow, and there's just a meeting in the hole. My goodness, a fumble. Hua Tufanga recovers, but you already know, my gosh, we got to show you that one again. And this is what this playoffs has been a lot about. It is about these big hits, these huge collisions, right? And Singleton coming in, forcing this fumble when it looked like the Broncos had no momentum. Boom! I mean, that's just a huge hit right there. Someone, shout out Des, shouted out that, yes, this is a Dalvin Cook special. It's in the family. Boom! But that's a crazy hit. Look at where they are. They are already at the 30-yard line. So for that fumble to happen right there, huge, and it really did kill the Bills' momentum, and that hit was incredible because I thought we were about to be onto a snooze fest. And what that leads to later is the big man touchdown from Crum off a beautiful pass from the Broncos on a play fake, and suddenly the Broncos now take a 10-7 lead in what it looked like the Bills were just going to use veteran leadership and dominate. So right before this drive, the Broncos actually answer the bell in a huge way with a late touchdown right before halftime. Bo Nix throwing an incredible pass back across to little Jordan Humphrey. And little Jordan actually dropped one earlier but did not drop that one. So now score situation. The Broncos are up 17-10 just before halftime. 1st and 10, first play of the possession, and there's 16 seconds left in the half. Keep in mind the Bills have no timeouts at this point. And up to this point, Josh Allen had been playing great football over the last 6 games with 16 total touchdowns and 0 turnovers heading in. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just going to be frank with you guys. No play set the tone for this more than this one in this game. As you see, there's 16 seconds left. Just trust me, the Broncos are playing tight man, as you can see by that motion. Nothing going on down the field. So Josh Allen, he decides to take off, and I'm okay with that. But here's the thing. He's cutting back in the field. There's 60 seconds, and then he fumbles the football. Josh, what are you doing, dude? The Broncos recover, and yeah, of course we got to show you that again, because what in the world is he doing? First off, he's over here. He's pump faking. He's almost trying to cut back to the middle of the field. There's 16 seconds, bro. You got to just head this way, right? Like, you get tackled here by any circumstance, that's fine. And you're playing a Broncos defense that's great. And then he tries to juke back. I get it, to try to get out of bounds, but he doesn't even see Benito behind him. And then the offensive lineman couldn't recover the fumble. That's a tough break. And again, one thing though, we don't just want to crush Josh Allen, even though, of course, that's why I'm here, is to do that. But look at Benito come from behind. This is a great hustle play. But Josh, dude, what you cannot have is a fumble right here, right before half, down by 6, and the Bills get the ball after half. There's no need to take that risk. And it just set a a chain of events that was unbelievable. First off, the Broncos go out, kick a field goal, so now they're up 20-10 right before half. And then, right at halftime, and then coming out of half, this one not completely on Josh, but now the Broncos defense, they're energized. They come from behind, force another fumble, right? And that one is huge. Yes, the Bills defense held up and only held them to 2 field goals off of those huge fumbles, but Josh Allen fumbling the ball, not a surprise. He had 5 during the regular season, tied for the 4th most in the NFL. So one thing throughout this game that was incredible was that the Bills were never one for punting the ball. In fact, they never punted it. So on the next drive, with the Broncos up 23-10, they go back down the field. Keon Coleman scores a touchdown. He did drop one earlier. That wouldn't have counted for holding, but it was a bad look. But a huge touchdown there. And then the Broncos get the ball back, and they throw an interception, Bo Nix does, to the D tackle, Deon Walker. And so now the Bills have the ball yet again, down by only 6 points in this one. 2nd and 14, as they lost 4 on the first play. And 5 minutes and 7 seconds left in the third quarter. Fun fact, though, for the Josh Allen apologists, and yeah, I'm on full attack right now, but in this season, he had 17 turnovers, which is the 3rd most in the NFL, just behind Geno Smith and Sam Darnold. Oh, but come on, Lumia. You're being mean, man. Josh Allen has no receivers, right? He's out here doing this with no one. Here, can we just look at where they are? They're at the 40-yard line right now. They're down 6. Josh Allen, he's got a lot of yards. That's fine, but he also has 2 turnovers up to this point. But the Broncos have shown they can't do anything. And look at this route, right? So you're going to see a deep guy right here. They're looking for that. And, by the way, great play. Great break on the ball right there from the safety. That is an unbelievable interception. You got to give credit, right, where credit is due when you watch on this break, because Josh is not expecting like all that to happen, right? You know what I mean? So I don't understand it. That's a bad decision because dude was kind of there. But a great break on the ball by P. Lock. I don't even know his first name, dude. I just tried to look it up. But P. Lock, an unbelievable, making a great play. The Denver Broncos, extremely coached. However, what we need to look at right here, let's just see if there's anything else open. I don't know, maybe like 5 yards ahead of you, because all I hear is Joe Brady's back coordinator. Hey, this guy, he's kind of open there. Can I just hit that pass and maybe just get me 7 yards and maybe just get a little closer? No, I'm Josh Allen, and what I do is I throw deep interceptions in big moments, and I just give the ball right back. Now, luckily for them, their defense went out yet again and got to stop forcing a punt. But Josh Allen already has 3 turnovers up to this point, and 3 turnovers in the span of 4 possessions. He has been a wreck in this part of the game, and he's costing them big time. However, like we talked about, the Bills' offense was just cooking. Josh Allen, 66 rushing yards, 283 passing yards, so a bunch of yards. They were moving up and down the field. James Cook also had 113. So as a team, they ran for 180, and they were able to score another touchdown, this time getting it to Dalton Kincaid on a beautiful throw from Josh Allen. High-level stuff to take the lead, and then they went down to kick a field goal. So now here we are, the Bills up 27-23 with a 1st and 10, Broncos trying to drive down the field, and 56 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And on this play, what you would see is Mims' first ever playoff touchdown. I just strongly disagree with the national media, and what the real travesty of this game is. No, it's not the fact that Josh lost because I don't know he doesn't win in the playoffs when it really mattered. Well, 2-6 past the wild card round. But it's the fact that Bo Nix was out here just absolutely cooking. Look at this play. You're going to see an out and up from Mims right there. And Bo Nix hits the huge touchdown pass to give the Broncos the lead. So again, you're going to see this motion across. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, I thought this was a little more open than it was. I thought the play design was a little better than it was. But again, what you're going to see is they get the ISO up, and Mims, that's well defended there by the corner. And we got to show that to you from a different angle so you can see exactly what we're talking about. Bo Nix on this pass This is just one of the better passes, man. I mean, look at where he puts the bang. That is a great throw. Great timing. Way to hit it, Bo Nix, in a clutch moment against an MVP who people think is the best quarterback in the league. He goes out, he answers the bell, and he takes the lead with not much time left in the fourth quarter. So sad that Bo Nix had to be hurt for next week against the Patriots because it was truly going to be, still might be a phenomenal game, but that would have been unbelievable to watch those two second-year players go at it for the Super Bowl. Another popular thing to say in the zeitgeist is that Joe Brady is a bad offensive coordinator, but I watched him multiple times reel Josh Allen and his turnover machine behind back in, and in this game it was getting shaky. It didn't look like they were going to be able to move down the field, and he pulls out the hook and ladder. What a play call. Oh my gosh, to just set the Bills up in great position where you're wondering if they can kick a field goal. Now they are smack dab in range for Josh Allen to put on the cape and the heroics, down 30-27 on a 3rd and 10 and 16 seconds left on the clock on the road in Mile High, where Josh Allen can add to his playoff legacy on this one. And this is really what bothers me about the Josh Allen discourse and where we are kind of in watching sports now. Everyone is telling me that this guy is the best, that he is the best quarterback in the league. Fine. Well, here you go. You have a chance to prove it. Go out there, and again, we'll get more into the discussion, but he just misses it. He misses the throw. Now, again, right? I think that's a great play design. We're going to watch it from a different angle. I am not trying to say that this is necessarily easy. He's getting pressured. He's got people coming in. But again, guys, you tell me he's the best. The best quarterback in the league has to hit that throw. Look again. Look at how open, right? There's a little pressure. Guys. This is now in the before half and after half where he is now folded. He missed what could have been. I don't know if he scores, but my gosh, he could have scored on that throw. That was a great play design again from Joe Brady, and he's got him. He's got him open. Now, I will say this corner does a good job kind of shading back, maybe scaring Josh a little bit because he's supposed to be down here. But the best quarterback in the league is supposed to hit that throw. Specifically, if we want to say that Mahomes has had that right for the last couple of years, Mahomes comes through in this moment pretty much all the time. And when he doesn't, he gets criticized. And everyone wants to put on the kid gloves with Josh Allen. Well, he misses the throw. He's open. Hit the pass. You win the game. You go to the AFC Championship game against another guy in Drake May who looks shady. Now, all that being said, later in the game, this game goes to overtime because, Josh got the rules changed for him, and they had an opportunity, and this time it's Brandon Cooks who goes out, isn't able to make that play come up. It ends up being an interception, a great play as well by the defender on the back end. But that is to the Josh Allen people's points. With a better receiver, like they don't just get the ball, they don't get their chain snatched right there by McMillan. Now, defensively, there's a lot of argument that the Bills get cheated with their PIs. I kind of thought they were just grabbing a lot, tackling. Although that happens a lot, you know what I mean, in these situations, and maybe they didn't want them called, but I thought that they were both called. And sadly, in this one, despite all that, Bo Nix coming through, they ran a wild play running to the left in which Sam Darnold got hurt. And that ends up leaving Bo Nix out for the rest of the playoffs.